Hello, my name's Betty. I'm a divine spiritual being living a temporary human experience. And I'm also a grateful person in recovery. And sometimes people ask me spiritual questions because, I died, met God, and now I'm a guru. And I love getting questions. So if you have any, please feel free to leave them in the comments of this video or reach out to me in a DM or anyway. So one of the questions that I recently got was how do you stay calm amidst the chaos or something along those lines. So I said that I would make a video with some tangible tools on how to stay cool in the middle of transformation. So right now in our collective, we are witnessing a bunch of transformation. We're watching old paradigms fall away, things that no longer serve us. More and more people are coming into awareness, whether it's spiritual awareness or self empowerment awareness or something along those lines. Now, those views don't always align with everyone. We're not all going to see the world the same way. That's one of the beautiful things about the human experience is that we get to discover and experience life in so many different ways. So, one of the ways that I think is really cool to stay calm throughout all the chaos is to remember that this world is an illusion, guys. It's not even real. There's so many different spiritual teachings that say this. So, in Hinduism, they call it Leela, the cosmic play, that we're all actors and actresses playing out our parts here. In A Course in Miracles, they call it the tiny mad idea that we're inside of, that this is an illusion and it can be a happy dream or a nightmare, depending on what lens you're looking at it through. Those are just two of the amazing things that let me know that I live inside of an illusion. Also, in ancient Toltec wisdom, you can read about it in The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. He's a great spiritual teacher. He talks about that this is also an illusion. It's smoke and mirrors. None of it is real. Plato's allegory of the cave talks about how these are shadows on the wall. Everything that we perceive is just a shadow. It's being cast down from light, and that we don't have to take it so seriously. So, for me, the thing that keeps me really calm in the midst of chaos is affirmation. I ground myself in the spiritual knowledge that this is an illusion and that everything is working in divine right order. I live in New York City. I see a lot of chaos and a lot of suffering. I can walk down one city block and see a person overdosing, a new family pushing a baby in a stroller, a man getting out of a Porsche, and a homeless person taking a shit and wiping his ass with a sock. I can see that all in one block in the city that I live in. Okay. Like the illusion is really illusioning where I live. And sometimes it really gets to me. Sometimes I can see somebody who I perceive as suffering, and I can take all of that in myself and I can say, oh my God, the world is so unfair. Why does poverty exist? Why does addiction exist? And I forget that that person has spiritual autonomy. I'm a firm believer in pre-birth planning. I have a deep spiritual knowing that we design our lives before we come to earth. So who am I to take away that person's autonomy? Perhaps that's what they'd like to be experiencing in this moment. In fact, I know that it's what they want to experience in this moment. They don't know that. Or, like, even sometimes I don't know that. But I have deep seated faith that everything really is working out exactly how it's supposed to. And so I don't need to take ownership of all of this. I can just watch the movie. Let me watch the play from an audience perspective, from an observer perspective, instead of taking on all of the responsibility for it. That's not my, ain't my circus, ain't my monkeys. What's the saying? Whatever it is. Anyway, that's a tool that really helps me, and I hope that it'll help you too. I also envision people in their highest timeline. Okay, here's a great story. The other day I was on the train, and this homeless woman came onto the train, and she was so dirty. She was so dirty. Like, she was wearing sandals and you could see her toes, and it was like she had never taken a bath ever. And my brain went right to, oh my God, this woman is suffering so badly. And then she asked for money for food. And when I went to hand her a banana, she swatted it away because she didn't want food. She wanted money for drugs. And so then I offered her a 12-step fellowship meeting list. And she took the banana and she took the meeting list and she wrapped the meeting list around the banana. And then she used it as a pillow. And she laid in the middle of the subway floor and she just fell asleep there. And I had to remember that everything is working in divine right order. And so what happened was I decided to see her as the best healed version of herself, or how I would like to see her. Maybe this is her whole life's purpose, is to live that life and to die that way. I don't know what her life's purpose is, but I saw her waking up from that nap that she was taking on a dirty subway floor, seeing that she had a meeting list and walking to a 12-step meeting, and maybe starting her journey and saying, I don't know who the woman was that handed me this, but I know that somebody did, and maybe there's some hope for me. And I saw her sharing her story in an NA convention years from now and sharing that story about using a meeting list as a pillow, and her life totally changing. And it was so empowering for me to see her that way. And so, if you're seeing suffering in the world, I encourage you to see the transformation in every person, to see every person as a beautiful being of light that has been sent to earth on a mission. And we don't know what their mission is. It's not up to us to put connotation on experience, whether something is good or bad, or light or dark, or anything like that. It's just my job to just be and be detached from outcome, from experience, from everything. And I'm not perfect. I don't do it all the time. Sometimes I get really wrapped up in the illusion as it is, but in this moment I'm being a teacher. So these are the teachings that I'm sharing, and I hope that they're helpful. Be wavy.